Okay, hello everyone. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're just making sure I'm actually on. We're going to let people join in, but we are on Facebook and we're on YouTube. We're on both at the same time. So, and there is two of us on screen tonight. So if you've ever been on my lives and you've seen Michelle before, then we're back to do it again. And we were hoping to have three of us, but maybe later. We'll also have Lisa joining us, and not today, but another day. uh, um, but yeah, we're just waiting for people to come in, and then we'll introduce Michelle for those who have not yet met Michelle. Um, Hello, hello. I'm just checking to make sure I'm up and on and where I am. Hello, Tracy and Beth and Cody. Hi, and Felicia. Hello. Oh, Felicia.
That.
That's I I knew somebody passed. Okay. I'm so sorry for your loss. Wendy, hello. Olivia, hi, hi, hi. So we decide today to come in and do a live and talk a little bit about a few things and of course pull a few cards. Oh shoot. You swear it was my first time live? Just totally just having a moment here. I feel like I'm on half the screen for some reason. Where am I? Okay.
You are crooked.
I am crooked, am I? Yeah,
Yeah.
I am. I'm like, I am freaking crooked. I am not in place. Better? No.
Hi. Yeah. Better.
But it's weird. I'm in this weird spot and it throws off my vision.
Whoa.
Hello, everyone. I see everyone is joining in. We will get this figured out in this little shit show we got happening, but we are here. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we have a special guest, and if you've seen her before, you know that we come in and we lay out a few messages and a few readings, and we also have a lot of things to talk about. We have some great classes coming up in More Than Existing Academy, and Michelle is a facilitator in More Than Existing Academy of Higher Consciousness. Her and myself and Lisa have many, many things that are in there that are happening and that are available. Michelle is a friend of mine and she's a colleague and she's a student of More Than Existing and everything else I think I've ever possibly taught.
Yes.
And she has her own little world that she also has created. And so she is also an oracle card reader, an intuitive guide, and she's here tonight to join me. And we decided this evening to do this. And my first thought was, oh, because that's the energy. But here we are, and I'm happy to be here. And so, welcome, Michelle. And
Thank you.
and so we do the room is still filling up. So I have a lot of energy that's happening. I don't know if that's what you're feeling, Michelle.
Yeah, it's like a xylophone or something, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, and that's exactly. It's like I'm just like I'm riding this wave of up and down in emotion. So we do have a lot of emotional energy. We have a lot of energy that's happening, and we have a lot that's going on. I mean, we're just got Saturn on the move, and we're just out of that retrograde, and we're heading into some new energy. We're heading into a shift, and a lot of things are taking place. Um, so Michelle and I are going to dissect some of this tonight and travel through some of this and see what we have happening. I feel like I'm looking the wrong freaking direction. So weird.
You're looking at all the comments all the time.
Yeah, and my comments are over here, but my camera's over here. I'm like, it's weird. So we are going to open up. Why is this happening to me? Okay. So we are going to open up tonight with a opener card, and let's open up the energy. So we want to open up the energy and open up the space. And yeah, it's not my first time live. Just for anyone who's just coming in for the first time, I've been at this for years, and for some reason, me and my camera are not friends. But if you're having that kind of shit show happening in your world, then this is very normal. So thank you, Wendy. We just put our faces on.
Literally.
Literally. So just for those who like Michelle and I and our connection, our bond and our joking and everything that we do back and forth, we are both well, I'm not a hairstylist anymore, but we work together. Michelle's one of the first people I met when I moved to Alberta. And we actually spent a lot of years working together in the salon and and working side by side. So behind the chair, in a salon environment, and we've always had that kind of connection. And Michelle did not believe in my woo-woo.
Nope.
She did not believe in my woo-woo, and here she is. And so this is how life happens and how it all unfolds. So yeah. So pretty and straight. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been straight for a few days. It happens.
Looks
Thank you, Wendy.
Well, good.
Well, thanks, dear. You said that earlier today. So we're going to open up the energy, and I think I'm going to open up with, I took out the shaman cards, but I don't know if that's the deck. Interesting. No, I'm going back to my own deck.
I pulled your deck too.
You got my deck too?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going back. Hello, Liz and Don and my Aunt Sheila. Hello, Pauline. And I think I said hi. Did I say hi to Pat, and Wendy, and who else? Edie, hi. Roberta, Carmela, hello. Is it Kate? Hi. And Angie, and Danielle, and Kenzie, and Coralie. And I don't know who else I got. A whole bunch of messages I can't see before. Regina, Raquel, Rachel, Raquel. I don't know where that just came from, Rachel. No idea where I just give you a new name.
Your glasses are on your head.
My glasses are, yeah. Thank you. That's exactly where they are. See the little prints now? So you can pull one too.
Good.
Okay, you got yours pulled?
Got it.
Okay.
We want to try this at the same time, see if we pull the same card again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got. Oh, we don't.
We don't.
We don't today. I'm like checking the second card. I'm like, I wonder. No. So we're opening up this read. We're opening up this energy in this room, and we are pulling people to read. And we're randomly going to be choosing names. That's how we're doing it. We randomly choose. We piggyback each other's readings, and we love that environment. That way we do things. And we're also going to be stopping and breaking to talk about our classes, because the one thing I do the most is teach. And Michelle also teaches a lot now. So, we are going to be talking about, because we have a lot of things coming up. So the first card came out was Contessa. It is contentment. And of course, contentment also comes with peace. And in order to find that sense of contentment is to be able to make peace with where we have been, to always truly, be aware that, you're not the previous versions of you. And if you keep holding on to such a strong accountability and a responsibility for where you once were, then you will always never be able to find that sense of peace. And you'll never belong with yourself, because you'll always belong with a previous version of yourself. And when you always belong to a previous versions of yourself, you can never be in the power of the present moment, or in your own power and in your own light. Most times you'll try to be living in the light of somebody else. You'll be trying to live through the simple satisfactions of humanity, of the material world, of hoping that something or someone else is going to give you that sense of contentment. But everything will be temporary. The inner peace has to start with you. And from that place is where you start to be able to come into contentment. And that is the flowing of self-love. Her center is open, because her heart is open to receiving and accepting where she has been. And so that's a huge part of the energy that we have happening right now, because most times what's causing us the most angst is the fact that we're still trying to run, because we don't want things to catch up with us, or we don't want to have to look at it, face it. But the thing about healing and spirituality, which makes most people keep running, when it's the hard stuff hits, is that you got to stop and turn around and you have to face it, and you have to face your life head freaking on. And you have to be honest and really authentically honest with yourself about where you have been, your own actions, your own behaviors, and how it's still impacting you now. So that's what we're looking at. Michelle.
So I have the everyday miracle she is. And I must tell you that I normally would not pull Corrie's cards when I'm sitting right next to Corrie, because it's kind of an ego thing, freaks me out. I don't want her to be like, I don't ever want you to use your cards again, because my message might be different than what she says. But everyday miracles, we just came out of, and I mean, there still is a lot of narcissistic energy around, but we're starting to come out of that. And you have to remember that there are everyday miracles, and that we are moving forward, and the light is getting brighter. The vibrations are coming up. The good is coming up. It's actually quite beautiful to see how things are starting to change. There's still a bit of hardness right now, and a lot of people are hurt because of the last few years. But you have to remember that you have to be who you are and keep being who you are in order to have everyday miracles, because without miracles, what else would there be? That's what life is all about. There's a whole lot of magic going on in your lives and everybody else's lives that we need to start realizing and seeing that the magic is within the people, and there is so much love out there to connect with and to see in each other.
Yes. And so that move forward, I'm trying to share onto your page is what I'm trying to do.
I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do.
I'm like, I wasn't ignoring Michelle. I was trying to share onto
I know you
weren't. And so when Michelle said, that energy, it's moving forward, as much as you can be as resistant as you want to progressive energy, we're always in a progressive movement, whether you want to or not. From the day we arrive until the day we leave, it is a progressively moving forward, shifting energy. We are working and riding our way into our destinies. And our destinies are predetermined, that we all will leave this earth. And so each and every day we have the opportunity to wake up to be born again, to be born into that person that we're showing up as. And so the resistance and really being stuck into holding so headstrong, to that past, or to the comparison, or the hold of even resentments or things from the past, you're still moving whether you want to or not. But it's like putting the brakes on and trying to drive with the brakes on. All you're doing is wearing out the tires, right? So you're just burning rubber, and you're just burning up energy. You're burning up your own energy. You're burning up the energy that is there, that can be used for forward momentum, and for change, and for healing, and for growth, and for the becoming. And when you're not in that energy, or when you're resistant to that, you truly are, you're truly like, you're in this lower vibrating energy, which means you're reacting from emotions and old memories and old places and old energy and old stories. So tonight we're sending in healing to help shift and move that energy, like within those who listen, those who even watch it later on, is that we bring in and we ask for there to be a release. So it's like touching something, that point within you that helps to shift that energy, to move that energy. We are very much working in parallel realities, like parallel universes. And I mean, I know for some people that might be poof. And so for other people, they might be like, yeah, let's talk about it. But I'm not going to really go into depth of it, but just knowing that that's what we're doing. We're kind of trying to get back on the track the way we're supposed to be. Yeah. And hello, everyone else who's joining in. Tracy's sitting in her truck, and there's Miss Lisa with her little hearts. And everyone else, Sheila, this is where I had the people grabbing for me, Dingle Tower in Halifax. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, Sheila, exactly. And so Sheila, who I'm talking to, is my aunt, who's also very gifted. And she literally walked through an old building, and the spirits of the past were grabbing onto her. And that happens. It happens to me constantly. It's like, so the past. So when that happens, and it's realizing that there's a block, or they're like earthbound, and to remove them, it's like calling in the angels, lift them, guide them, take them home. What they want most is to be released. They want to be released. They want to be sent back so that they can also ascend, right? And so, but we don't know that in our early days. We don't know that in our early days. We're like, holy crap, what's happening? But yeah, that's exactly it, Sheila. And so our own spirits of our past, just like watching the Scrooge movie, same thing. That's the exact same thing. That's, the thoughts of the past, or the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or the things that that you did in the past. Like, if they keep haunting you and they keep coming back in, then that's something that's really, truly, that's the spirits of the past, right? That's the energy of the past. And that's all. We're all energy, all energy. You are very welcome, Liz. A quick pop in. Oh, good. And aloha to my beautiful people in Hawaii. I love you, ladies. Yeah, I know. Some amazing people in Hawaii. Okay, we're going to start now. And I'm going to actually let Michelle choose first.
Okay. Emma Cochran is drawing to me. You too?
No, that's perfect. She should be drawing to me.
Oh, what's going on here?
Not telling you. You tell us. Emma,
are you here still? Do we got her?
Are you still here, Emma?
I always call the ones that aren't here when we do this, it seems like.
Let me see. She might still be here.
Maybe she'll come back in a bit.
Yeah, you pull another one, and then who?
Tag, you're it now.
Okay. Well, we're waiting for Emma to come back. Sheila, can you message her? I'm actually going to go with Cassandra Gambler Peasy. Are you still here? Cassandra? I don't know. I don't know if you're new here. You've been here before. Cassandra Gambler Peasy. Let's see. Are we not off to? Oh, dear. Oh, there's Cassandra. Okay. Okay, Cassandra, I'm going with you first. And if you have something, if you have a question, you just put it in the comments. Type fast.
You can decipher through some mumbo jumbo too.
Yeah, we can decipher through some mumbo jumbo. But Cassandra, if there's something in specific, and I am going back to the original deck that I wanted to work with, which was the Mystical Shaman. And so, Cassandra, I'm going Mystical Shaman, and because I feel like there is an essence of an element of healing that you're either seeking, searching, or don't even know you even really need yet. But there is an element of healing that I'm getting for you, Cassandra. And I don't know if recently you have kind of been riding the waves of those up and down energies, because I do feel that around you. I'm picking up some up and down, but I feel this sense of you pulling back or pulling away. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's this pull or push away from somebody or something in your life. I'm like, so I don't know if you've just backed away or backed out of like of something, or if you're like turning your head from something, like you're walking away from something, or you're just like, that's the energy that I have around you. And so I have the witness, and the witness is coming up in reverse. So I feel like there's something that's on a repeat cycle, or something where, sometimes we gotta let the thunder roll. Like, you really truly, like, so, we fear the sound of thunder, but thunder doesn't do any damage, right? It's like a loud voice. It's like the person that does all the yelling, or they just talk loud. They're not yelling, they just talk really loud. But if you've been in a previous experience where you have been a victim of abuse or emotional abuse, or something like that, the moment you hear the loud voice, your body just gets triggered and you just freeze up. And so it's just like you just get that freezing energy and you freeze. But then when someone just has that loud voice and they just talk, then you're responding the same way, because everything just blends together. So I do feel like it's like you're in this pivotal point in your life, Cassandra, where it's very important for you to become a witness to your own emotional response to things. And that's the card, and it came out in reverse. So it's like you're blending or mushing together every experience as one. So I don't know if you compare people in relationships, like from one relationship to the next relationship, like you're bringing your past relationships into, so fears coming into relationships, or into friendship, like whatever it may be. But what you're being told is to really truly bear witness to your own responses and reactions, because I do feel like there is some healing that goes all the way back. I want to say I'm seeing about, probably about 9, 10, somewhere around there is kind of what you're looking like to me. Like, you're looking like about 9 or 10 years old. And so there's an old circle. It's like they're circling out this old energy. It's just like when you get a bite or something and it gets like blood poison in it, and they circle it to see where the line is traveling. Well, that's exactly what they're doing to you. It's like they're circling this period of time and say, you're not that age. This is, this experience and this time feels like this is the time that it needs, like, this awareness brought to it, to really look in at yourself at these different stages of your life and those different experiences, and to no longer be comparing them to the experiences that are in your life, like now, like during these times, like really truly. And I got someone who keeps saying like, and I'm like. So you definitely got somebody who's on the other side who's going, who's like, yeah, and so feels like a very youthful person that's also there, a very young kind of person, or was young at heart. And they're saying, see, look, if we get a young little one come peeking in. I'm here. Right. And so that, Cassandra, I just feel like that's the healing. And so, that thunder. So when that roaring comes into your heart and you get that roar, you get that vibration, it is not a fear thing, so that when it's not a fear thing, so that it is not a fear thing. That rumbling sometimes inside of your body say, I have to now remove, like I have to do this change. I have to take this leap of faith. I have to do whatever, so that you can use discernment and know when to trust yourself fully, and that you're not responding in the trauma response kind of energy. So you have an eye of protection, an eye of love that is watching over you. And so you do have somebody who is witnessing something that you keep repeating right now. And she's like, I got a winking at you. And it's like, you keep getting this like, you can't avoid this. You can't get away from this. This is around you. And just knowing that, for you to witness it, for you to become the witness of your own behavior, to be the observer, but also that somebody on the other side is witnessing this and just saying, it's time to stop. I mean, when lightning comes in, lightning comes down and lightning can crash. Thunder is just thunder, right? It's just the roaring, it's the booms. but we do have that whole something that is just like, I want to say like that, the thunder of, the buffaloes coming in, like when it's time to charge forward so that you can trust yourself. And that's the importance of why to do the healing that you need to do kind of ASAP. So I hope in some way that helps you, Cassandra, that helps guide you in any way possible. But there's a lot of healing coming into your heart, opening up your heart and opening up those spaces for you to be able to allow the healing in. Looking at that young girl of you and just look in and look at all that was happening and just kind of move and shift that energy from that time. Yeah. So
Good. I too, I have a lot of emotions coming around childhood, and I picked 6 of Waters, which is very much tied to your emotion, and it's memories, childhood, and nostalgia, and 2 is in reverse. I'm hearing, I believe the lady who is winking is saying that there's somebody you need to connect with to actually go into a lot of those stories to find out that not all those memories of that, the loudness and that coming in was bad. There's a lot of nostalgia in there, and there's a lot of good things that really did happen. And sometimes it just takes another person's perspective to turn the story around to keep moving forward. But at the same time, you're being told that you too have to believe what had went on, and that there's so much healing that has to go around that as well. So definitely connecting with somebody to help you to do that healing and dealing with those emotions, and stop cowering down when you hear the loudness. Like, it's not always for you, that loud roar bang, and that it's okay to stand up and stand through it and to push through that and start pushing through that. Yeah, lots of emotion.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just like,
yeah, I know that's exactly how I feel.
Like, Cassandra, I'm like, just breathe. Like, just breathe. Just freaking breathe, girl. Just breathe. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. And hello, Linda from New Zealand. I was in a meeting in Australia earlier tonight.
That's
I love traveling. I love traveling the world through this way. Okay. And welcome everyone else. There's so many names. It's hard to get everyone. So if you're reading comments, if you're seeing me speak to people who you're not seeing, I'm on YouTube and Facebook. We're broadcasting both at the same time. So you can't see the comments back and forth, but we do have a lot of people in here. So we're just kind of going through, and Emma didn't come back. So go again. Who's next on your list?
Where is it? See if I can pick somebody who's still here. I might say it wrong, but is it Cavell Lockwood? Are you still here?
Where did you see her?
Up quite a ways. Just after Lisa said quick pop in to say hi. Oh, she's here.
There you go.
Okay. Woohoo, I got one. Hello, Cavell. Sensing great sadness. So I pulled the transformation card, realization, life changes, liberation. So something in your life is changing drastically, and this is upside down. So you are actually not loving the change. And that change is actually good. I'm hearing that you need to believe the change is actually going to be good. It's going to have growth for you, and that you're moving forward in a good way. Even though it doesn't seem like a good way right now, it is going to be for the good, and that it might not happen instantly, the good, and it's going to be a bit down the road, and there's going to be some bumps. some bumps in the road kind of thing to get you to where you need to be in your next journey, a new journey, a big journey. Is it a new job or something like that? There's like a new big journey coming. And I see lots of land around it, a lot of land around it. But not to be worried, and that you have to realize that it is time to move on and time to move on with your dreams. Fear of dreams. And see, it holds sorrow and forgiveness, 3 of air. So there's definitely some healing along those bumps in the road. Moving. You're moving. Okay. Yeah, that's a big change. Sometimes we don't like leaving where we are. Hopefully that is a nice, beautiful piece of land. I see a nice big green piece of land. And it's going to take a little bit, but there definitely is some sorrow, some forgiveness and healing. I am sensing there's definitely forgiveness for somebody else around your moving, and that you have to heal that and you have to forgive them for you. Nova Scotia. Wow. Well, apparently it's very beautiful there. I've never been, but
it's gorgeous.
Yeah. So it isn't going to be easy, but I think once you get there, it's going to be so amazing, and it is going to be good for you. And just to remember the forgiveness and the healing. It's almost like on your journey towards Nova Scotia, whether it's flying or driving, definitely lots of thinking about that and how you can make this work the best for you. Yeah.
Perfect. So I went to the tarot, and tarot is always, for me, tarot comes in a kick-ass. So, Abel, I don't know if I've ever read you before, but if you've ever been read by me, or if you've ever been in my lives, then you know sometimes it comes in with a lot of kick-ass energy. Like, really, we get Michelle's laughing because she knows how this all rolls. So I went into the Crow Tarot, and the Crow really, truly, they can be trickster energies. And so sometimes what you're doing is you trick yourself into believing like the negative narrative. So sometimes you get stuck in your head, and your head can be like the trickster crow, right? Whereas your heart can be like the eagle, right? Your high heart, not your emotional self, but that high heart can rise you up and rise you above any situation to see it clearly. But when you get into the murkiness of your head, you cannot sometimes see clearly the blessings and the opportunities that are in front of you. So they're saying, really, truly pay attention. You are not a bottom feeder. I want to tell you that. So this is what they give me. You have the Page of Pentacles, and this Page of Pentacles is like looking in to that reflection. Now, he sometimes can be a little bit arrogant looking in, like you ever see a crow walking, like doop, 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 doop. So I feel like somewhere in your life, you may have had someone who was a little bit arrogant, and that kind of triggered back onto you a little bit here. And I'm like, so I don't know who this would have been in your life, but I'm like, sometimes that someone has a bit of an ego and you believe some of the narratives of stories of what people say to you. Bullshit. They don't know you. And so they don't know you the way they think they know you. But what I'm getting is this Page of Pentacles. What it's telling me is that you're going to, you're really look into your future, look into where you're going, and not into the past, because the world is yours to create, girl. It's like, and see this Scorpio down here. I mean, this Scorpios can be not very trusting. Once you burn a Scorpio, there ain't no freaking coming back, right? And it's like, and so, but they can sting. So something of the past could have that sting. It could be there. But, when you look at the World card, and we have that, this eternal loops, like where we always have the choice. So if we look at life like repeating patterns and cycles, is that this also shows there's more than one way. So there's more than one way to say things. There's more than one way going about things. There's more than one way. And then having the courage and the strength to know that you can do what you need to do, but also keeping things sacred. You don't have to share everything with everybody. And you don't have to feel guilty for having your beautiful life or the beautiful movement. If you look real close at the next card, and we come up with another Pentacles here, is that we have the 3. And so we have the one over here who's eating the cherry off the ground, it's wintertime, right? So they're scavengers. They're trying to get their last bite. But this one is smart enough to go from the tree and not for the ground. And so you have a level of like wit about you and like intense intelligence. Like you are a thinker, and to think for yourself and to not let anyone else think for you. Even when there's another thought, another opinion, another view, you stick to yours, stick to your first thoughts, stick to that. And just know that, it's like there's a plenty of everything to go around, including love. And that you don't have to be the one to kind of be there to be the everything for everyone, even if someone tries to guilt you into it. That's not, you have to choose to walk forward, walk into your life. This is now your world to create. This is your material world. It is you opening up to a world inside of yourself that is new, getting to breathe in a new air, a new life, and a new beginning. And so there's a lot of shifts that are happening for you. Take full advantage of them and live them to the fullest. And don't be tricked or fooled by anyone else. Don't let anyone get into your head and make you second guess or to get you to choose to make a choice of like guilting you. Like, don't be triggered by guilt. Don't let them do it to you. And and just keep going forward, because they're also, birds are also messengers. But you're going to be you're going to be like the eagle. You're going to be flying up and above all of the other and looking down and just saying, I'm here to soar now. I'm here to fly. And so you're here to fly, and just let yourself fly. And I hope that resonates with you. So thank you.
See, so I was beating around the bush with my words about the asshole, whoever, whatever the jerk energy. And she just comes out and says it. But I would have come out and said, there's an asshole around you.
You nailed it. And you're the scorpion.
That's funny.
Perfect. Right. Yeah, that is so funny, Cavell. All right.
I'm glad you're getting lots of land. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. Yeah. I'm a Scorpio rising. And for years I thought I was a Libra, and I'm like, that's just don't seem like me to have to be like that leap, but I'm actually a Scorpio rising. My rising is Scorpio, and I'm an Aries. So, I got quite the combination going on there.
She says it like it is.
Says it like it is. Okay. I have to go with who we're being called to, and to what's kind of, I keep hearing. Natalie. Natalie, I can't say this whole name. Natalie Messia de Mello, right? De Mello. And I seen you did have my granddaughter's mother, who her mom died when she was 8 years old. My granddaughter mom is having such a hard time in life.
Oh.
Okay. And you wrote something else before that as well. Okay. So
her granddaughter would love to hear.
Her granddaughter, your granddaughter would love to hear. Okay. We'll see what we got. We can't guarantee who it's going to be, because we're calling you. So I'm not sure if it's for your granddaughter that we're calling, or if it's actually for you, Natalie. So we'll see what is coming up here and what we're getting around this. Instantly, I got a little bit of not a stall, but like a hold, like a hold back. So there's something that's either holding you back or holding your granddaughter back. Something where there is like some sort of stuck or stagnant energy that is coming up here. And so I don't know if it's the sense of lack of faith or not always believing. Very much in the material world, like very much in the one-dimensional world. So I'm moving energy. Here's what I'm doing. I'm asking for there to be energy moved, because sometimes we got to move mountains in order for someone to believe enough in themselves. And I feel like for your granddaughter, I feel like it's like just watch and see. I'm going to move mountains for you. Watch, I'm going to cry. Watch and see. I'm going to move mountains for you. You somehow doubt that I am here, or you want to hear from me, but you don't want to hear from me. You know I'm here, but you don't want to know I'm here. You're holding back, like some sort of like hold back, and also not always speaking up and speaking her truth, not being always there. And she says, watch and see. I am going to move mountains for you. You're going to see and know, and it's going to be in the synchronicities of experiences of when you think something can't happen or it's going to be impossible, something is going to become possible that seems so freaking impossible, but it's going to become possible. And it's not that they have anything to prove to you, not that they have anything to give, like not that they have anything to prove to anyone, but what you're being told is the fact that this is going to restore a faith, and it's going to help you change the projection of life, and it's going to empower you to be able to walk your truth, walk your light, and be undeniable. Like it's just going to be an undeniable faith, a knowing, a being that's just so present that it's just going to move mountains. And when it does, you get this woman talking, you can't get her you can't get her to stop. So and that's exactly what she just said to me. She said, you should never have asked me to talk, because it's like opening Pandora's box. Now that you got me out, now that you open it up, I love to talk. She's larger than life, by the way. And so Natalie, she's larger than life. She's very present. She's very here. And she says, listen, I got the power to move mountains from where I am. And I'm going to, but she has this presence about her, and she's unforgettable. And I feel like your granddaughter has that too, but she's hiding that somehow. It's like she's not living her full expression or expressive self. And so there is that larger than life energy, or that big, bold light, like just that light. And I just see these like big eyes looking at me. It's wow. And so I just have these big eyes, like she's just like in awe. And she's like, you open it up, you got me. And now I hate to have to tell you guys, you're not going to get rid of me, because now I'm going to be really there, and you're going to know I'm going to be there, and you're always going to know I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be all over the place. And she loves to talk. And so she's just like, that's so true. And so she just said, you know what, I can talk all night. And she says, but I got nothing to prove to anyone. And she never did. I feel like she never justified herself. She never had felt the need to ever explain herself. She walked with a strut. She walked in a knowing who she was. She's got like and I don't know if she got a booty or just a strut. She either has a booty or she got a strut. And she just like struts it through. It's like she's looking back. And she's just looking back, and she just says, I'm here, and we are all here, and we've always all been here. And we're always there for all of you, not just for one. It's like we're present. You just forget that you can speak to us. You forget that you can ask us. And just because you can't hear us doesn't mean we're not in action. So they're in action for you, and they are helping you. And so she might be your grandma Ruth, right? And so she's definitely grandma, like definitely that powerful energy. There is, and I'm going to tell you, there is 3 of them standing there. There is 3, Natalie, there's 3 women standing. And I don't know if they used to do ceremony or healing or something like that as well, but they're standing in like a triangle, but they're in it's like creating a circle. And they're like a higher council, and they are there now for you. Like just know they're there, and they can move mountains, but talk to them. Know that they're there, and know that they're with you. And so they're very present. And it's and 2 are older, 1 is younger. two are more elders. So it could be both grandma. So two are elders and one is younger. And so one tells me she wasn't an elder. Like she wasn't that old. She wasn't the crone energy. She wasn't the grandma energy. She's a younger woman. But there's three of them there. And so both your grandmas. Okay. And so there's a third woman there. And so she's also very present there. And she just stands with them. She stands with them. She lets them have the floor, has the talk, but she's also there with them. And something about her eyes. She's got absolutely beautiful eyes. There's like sun. I'm going to say her eyes are like sunshine. There's like sunshine through her eyes. Your friend Tammy. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Because I'm like, she's got like sunshine in her eyes. She was a ray of sunshine on this earth. And she's a different energy than those other two, totally different, but she's very there and she's just very present and just such love and has such love for you. Oh my God, she has such love for you. And I feel like you're more like a soul sister type of thing. Know that she loves you and she's with you. She was beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Like just this glowing energy. Different than the but very but very, very kind, very, very kind. And she's very with you. So I hope in some way this message resonates and helps out, but you'll see mountains move. You'll see things, you'll see those miracles happening and changes, and know that they're with you. Cody, that's mom. Is it really? Well, that explains a lot. Oh, my heart. See, nice. It takes a lot to make me shut up, but when it does, I'm like,
oh. And cry, and wanting to cry.
So, Cody, I guess there's a little bit of a message in here for you as well, that mom is very present, very, very present, very. So, yeah, there you go, ladies.
I too felt the double crone and the maiden kind of energy. And my card just totally clarifies everything Corrie said. She's standing on top of a mountain and she has the circle around her of the wands. So 6 of fire, which is success, recognition, and self-esteem. And that this is going to be you, like this is going to be the two of you. And I feel like this card, like, because when you pop up on here, I can see your picture a little bit and I'm like, oh my God, this card looks exactly like you, Natalie.
Like Natalie.
Totally like. And so, yeah, so just keep going forward. I sense such a kind heart and soul around you, and so much helping everybody. And you're also being asked not to forget about yourself. And I get like nervous stomach, like something about a stomach. And maybe it's just you're worrying about everybody all the time, and that it's all going to be okay. It's all going to work out, and things are going to move exactly where they need to be. And you're hiking up that mountain. And I see, on the Price is Right, that one mountain guy who goes up and then if he gets too much, he falls off the top. But no, you're going, and it's a good journey. It's a long journey, but totally moving on up, and that you are going to be successful in whatever it is you choose in life, whether it be within family or everything, and you will get recognition, and that you don't have lack of self-esteem, because you are so much guided to be with all those 3 women.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, ladies. And it was so fun to hang out in Hawaii for a few moments.
Yeah.
All right. Michelle, choose.
My turn.
Your turn. I'm just checking comments on here because sometimes not all the comments come up.
Okay. Drawn to Linda Whitley McDonald. Are you still here? Linda.
Thanks, Wendy.
Oh no, I'm like Wendy.
I'm answering comments. I'm like reading them on here and I'm reading them there.
Funny. Are you still here? Did I pick another?
Who'd you choose?
Linda Whitley McDonald.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, there she is. She's here. I was going to say, I just see her comments. So there you go. She is there.
How are you doing? I hope wonderful. I feel like there's something good going on around you, something we're celebrating, something exciting.
Hello, Shauna.
Oh, Shauna.
And happy birthday, Sherry. Sherry. I'm like all the people I know really well. I'm not even getting your names right. Sherry. My friend, happy birthday.
All right, Linda, I feel like something really good is going around you, and it is going to take your knowledge and your respect to make it move forward. I actually got King of Air, which is your thoughts in your head upside down, and you're definitely stressing about this event. I feel like event or like you're starting a business or like something new for you to work on a project, but it's still very exciting, but you're getting in your own head, freaking out about it, like, oh my God, is this going to work? I'm totally scared that I'm going to bomb at this, and that, you're putting a lot of money into it and you're scared that it's not going to work out, but you're being told it is going to work out and things are going to just fine, and that you already succeeded the minute that you took the first step to go towards your new adventure. That's what I'm getting.
As my lights just flicker.
I know you're flickering lots.
So
and that there is an old ending that you need to release. So releasing and transformation and freedom. I have this upside down. I'm pulling a lot of upside down today. That you have to let it go to make the next part of your life work. Like you have to let that old go in order to transform and move forward. That's what I'm getting.
And I got shake it out. Shake it off. Shake it off. You know that song like, and I'm like here, shake it off. Like just shake it off. And that's what I'm getting, Linda. It's like, it's so crazy. I'm just here and I'm like, she's talking, the lights are flickering and I can hear Michelle and I just keep hearing this voice just saying, just shake it off. Like, just shake it off. Like, poof, just get up and get going again. Like, and that's exactly, Linda. And I know it's so easy for spirit to tell us this. It's so easy for our loved ones on the other side to tell us to get up and do things or to get moving, but they're not existing here. You are. So the way it happens in our lives is that when we go through a Passover, like when people leave, they enter into their heaven, whereas you're starting a journey of grief. And so there's like your own personal hell story that starts, like the loss, the missing, the whole experience. And so she's over here. So I have this woman over here and she's telling you like, just come on, get going, get going, get going. And I feel like this is exactly what this woman would have been like in your life. Like, she's like, there's things to do. You got to do things, like things got to happen. And so she's trying to get you to go forward, but it's not that you have the brakes on, is the fact that you need time. And so even though spirit is trying to get you to move forward very quickly, what I'm being told is that I feel like that's family trait, like passed down generations of just get busy, just keep going, like so you don't have to deal with things, but life has caught up your mom or your auntie. Okay, so it's probably two of them. And so we'll see which one it really is. And so, but it feels like they were kind of like always in that energy. That's been a family passed down, like just get going, just keep moving, just do. But that's everything. So I'm going to tell you, we ain't listening to spirit tonight. Because what they're telling you, I mean, ultimately they're giving us this advice so that we can work through the healing process of this. And they're saying that's what they would have been online, right? Yes. And so that's what they would have been if, in their present form. And what you're being told is that it is time for you to be able to slow down, to be able to feel, and that there's nothing wrong with feeling. The problem is we have neglected feeling and we have numbed out life for so long. Hence why I wrote More Than Existing. Hence why I have this book and 6 other books. And it's that whole, we've been programmed and conditioned and raised in survival mode. And you're being told that now it's time for you to feel your way through life. To how does this feel for me? How's this making me feel? How do I feel today? And for you to honor that feeling and really truly honor that feeling and honor where you are within that feeling and be present with that feeling so that you can even acknowledge what it is to grieve. So, because you say, oh, I'm sad or I'm angry or I'm frustrated. And then one day I sat down on the end of the bed and I think I was writing my second book at the time. And I'm like, I'm fucking sad. I am grieving. I'm grieving the loss of, and for me at the time, it was my 30-year career that was gone, and all the friends and all the people that I had met in that industry, and my life had changed. And so we all grieve different things. And of course, I'm still grieving my grandmother, my grandfather. Like I'll never, and right. And so I don't have a name right now. I don't waste time on names. I don't waste time searching names. I think it's a waste. Like, it's like just knowing it's the message that's coming. You got to stop and listen to this message, Linda, because that's what they're trying to get you to do. Don't get caught up in the details of trying to like stay focused on what it is. What do I feel right now? And if you're feeling a frustration, if it's a frustration you're feeling, if it's like a panic or a rush, what is that feeling? And acknowledge that feeling, because you're from a long line of go-getters and just keep pushing on and pushing on and pushing on and pushing on. And it's like, it's not here to push on right now. You're here to stop, to pause, to be present with the feelings. But that's because what that is called, it is called self-love. And you need a whole lot more of self-love, because there's a lot of your attention that goes into everyone else and into everything else. And so there is a box. There's a treasure box or something that I'm picking up. Been working a lot. Yes, exactly. See, you are so getting nailed down tonight.
When you started talking, Corrie, I had a woman come in, and there's something about a piece of jewelry you wear or an item of clothing, because she was like, take it off. You need to take it off. I just had to, and I was thinking, my ring, and I'm like, this is my grandma's ring. I'm not taking it off. She's bossy.
Yeah. And so there is and she's very unassuming. She looks so innocent, but she's bossy. Right? She looks so innocent, but she's bossy. But there's a box. There's either a treasure box or a jewelry box or something that has some collective items in it. Right? And so you're being told that there's something in there, and it really resonates with them or with one of them. And it's just like, you know what? It's okay to get dressed up and put the good stuff on and go out and, treat yourself like you're the queen. Go out and have fun. And so I have the unassuming Amara coming in, and she's walking into her light. So sometimes what we don't realize, that walking into our light and into our life and into our truth is not in keeping wearing the mask. I lost my mom's engagement ring. Oh, okay. So yeah. So there is a box, and I don't know if you still, if the ring is somewhere in a box or we're picking up a box. I'm seeing some sort of box, and I'm seeing there is jewelry in that box. So I feel like it might even be mixed in with something else or tied in with something else. And so, yeah, so, when I start walking the spiritual journey, it was definitely not about becoming all sunshine and rainbows, and I was going to be all this special person. It's like I skid into rock bottom and home base and into the depths of the darkness and back up again and down again and back up and back down. And so it's been, and you hadn't told anyone? Well, they know, because they know everything. And so you're embarking on a journey. And that's why she said to you, stop worrying about those little things. Like, don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. You still have them. right? It's like the ring and I think the ring is still around. I feel like you still have the ring somewhere. It's in a box, but it's like it'll show up when you stop looking for specific things. You're looking for specific things. Stop looking for specific things and just like start living larger, living bigger. But that includes letting yourself feel. And so I hope in some way this helps you. And we see the ring. Like we know it's there. And so we do. So I do feel like it's still around. I don't feel like you've lost it. So I feel like it's somewhere else, but don't go digging around the house. It's going to be one of those things that when you stop seeking for the small stuff and you just start doing the things that matter, I feel like it's just going to show up again. Yeah.
It's true. It happens.
It does. It happens. Yeah. And it was me that read Michelle's ring. Yeah. That she's wearing on her finger. And yeah. And so that was a ring that she didn't even think was right. And I said, you have this ring. And so now that ring is a huge part of her life. Yeah. Yeah. Let us know. I had someone who found jewelry like 4 years later, 5 years later. It was so crazy. Yeah. And I helped someone one time find an engagement ring. They messaged and said the engagement ring was missing. I said, no, it's not. It's on the deck. It's just pushed down. It's buried, but it's there. It's there. I can see it. And so, yeah, yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh. So we're going to do one more. Oh, look how quiet we just got. I had 5 in a wee bag in my bag and they're gone. Yeah, I feel like you might have even moved them in a rush. Maybe, yeah. I know one for sure is still somewhere.
I see the color green. Something green around it.
Just be present with your message of letting yourself feel, because then you're going to like, I feel like they're here. I feel like it's just, you'll learn the power of your feelers. And that's what'll start opening up for you is the power of your feelers. All right. Bridget Gale Young. And you're also welcome. And then we'll close out with one group card as well. Bridget Gale Young. Are you still there, Bridget?
Yep.
Is she there?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, Krista.
So guidance. Everything just went,
Good.
Yeah, like, I just yeah, I instantly got this, okay. And that's exactly what it went like. I'm like, would you like a tea and a biscuit?
Yes.
That's exactly that's exactly as I just got it, Bridget. I just got, would you like a tea and a biscuit or a tea and a cookie? Like, I just feel like this is someone offering us like tea and a cookie. Like we just all of a sudden sat down to a table. Everything went quiet. Everything just went peaceful. And so I don't know who it is that you would have on the other side that loved the tea and the biscuits, because I have a tea and a biscuits person here. And I'm like, oh, would you like a tea and a biscuit? Let's have some cookies, right? Like, let's just sit down and drink tea. And I am drinking tea.
Me too.
You
or I got a little bit.
And so you do have that sense of like this peace and calm, And I feel like the first card that I pulled tonight actually really comes back to this message, is that, that sense of contentment will come, that sense of you being able to make peace. And so she's laughing, being able to make peace with everything of where you've been. Like sometimes, you just gotta just let it go. You just gotta let things go. Or you gotta forgive yourself for who you couldn't save. Right. And so I don't know who it is that you kept trying to save or who you think you can save. If they're still here, they're not here. But it's like you can't save people from their own stuff. Whatever it is that they experience, they go through, like there's no way that you can save them from their own selves. It's like people have to be willing to save themselves. And this woman is speaking to you this way. It's like she's giving you this advice in the way of just saying, it's like she's looking you right in the eyes. And she's just like, as much as you think you can keep doing stuff for people and keep giving to people and hoping that they're going to give you back, or they're going to be, the give back is that they're going to change their lives. People will not change their lives for you. People, because you're kind to them and because you're good to them. People have to change their lives because they've made the choice to choose to change their lives, because they're choosing to finally be kind to themselves. And because it is the self sabotage that brings people to that place. My whole life tried. Yes, exactly. Right. And it's like, this is where, right, you've had the brakes on, the life is taking you forward, but you keep going back into that place of trying to save the world. Bridget saves the world or saves the day again. And you're not. And you can't be that for everyone. It is now time for you to forgive yourself for thinking that you had to be responsible for doing this. And I think it started about age 3. Like you were probably about 3 years old is what I'm getting. 3, because I can't even pronounce 3. It's like the 3-year-old Jews trying to say 3. And it's like, and so that 3-year-old, is like, she felt that responsibility, that ownership, that it was her job. And it's not. I'm learning to be a healer, and that is hard, right? And so, and so a huge part of my work, and I have 2 big programs coming up that are happening. One is the psychic awareness, and the other one is the principles of the self-esteem and finding our true confidence. Because most people who want to be a healer don't realize that becoming a healer is not about healing others. Because you are not the healer of anyone else. We are a vessel. We are a conduit for that energy to flow through. Becoming a healer is about healing you. And it's about recognizing these stages and places within your own life where you are, where you are constantly, so whatever you learn and whatever you get, you run out and you want to save somebody else, or you want to give it to somebody else, or you want to, right? It's like, we're not here to save that world, right? It's like, and so putting it into the hands of God and taking it out of our hands is the essence of allowing spirit to work through us to do what needs to be done. And it's a huge reason why I'm not so accessible and available. And so it's learning to work with spirit and not with human energy, not with meeting the demands of that panic moment of running into feeling like someone messages and says, I need you right now. And so when people do that to you, Bridget, it's like, that's to trigger a response out of you to guilt you into. And if you've got any old guilty stories running through, you're going to be running that guilty story, and you're going to be running in, because the second response is going to be your actions, and you're going to be wanting to jump in to help that person instantly. Whereas, and that sense of when there is a calmer state of self, there is a chance that healing will actually, because they'll be more open to receiving. So don't be so accessible and so available to running into that. And so, yes, I found out I am a blue ray starseed, trying to understand now. So don't get caught, and also don't get caught in just that title or that label of a blue ray starseed, because your soul has been on so many more journeys than that. But you're human, and who you are in your human right now, this is it. This one human, this is it. What you are right now, this is it. Where your soul has been, and that soul's journey is, the soul has wisdom. It has experience that it can share with you, that it can use for you to step into that deeper healing within yourself. And then everything else that is happening, everything else that's taking place is happening in your human experiences. So you can call upon where your soul has been through the starseed journey and asking what, to guide me through. Give me the tools, give me what I need to be able to help. So you got to come into that relationship with that soul self and to build the relationship, because this human is only living this one lifetime. So you have you have the limited amount of time as the one human. And when it goes ashes to ashes in the human, the soul will move on. And so you're here in this lifetime now to learn to actually care for you. That's one of your biggest lessons, is that you are here in this lifetime to learn what it means to actually the process of love. And the process of love actually means to learn to surrender into you and to include and to learn the essence of unconditional love means that you don't have to chase everything else to seek and search that love or to be enough or to feel complete in this world. You were already complete when you arrived. So I hope in some way that helps you. And Michelle, you can add on to that.
I totally get that, because I did the More Than Existing program with Corrie, and the first level is 6 months. And it took me 6 months to figure out who I was actually there for. And that was me, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to heal the world. Nope. It was about me. I was there for me. And I have done level 1 again. I went in as a mentor, and it was way different that time than the first time. I guess I was kind of screwing around the wrong way, but whatever. That was how it was supposed to go. But my cards that I pulled, definitely, like, I love how the synchronicities come in, because it just clarifies everything that Corrie said. Like, I have 8 of Earth here, and it's education, focus, and details, but it's upside down. So something has distracted you and taken you away from the learning part of it, the healing part of it, and like focusing on you as well. I pulled the Lovers. So Lovers isn't always about a relationship with somebody else. It's emotion and choices, and that you really, instead of trying to put it out to everybody else, let's take it in, let's center it, and let's bring it into you and see the potential that actually comes out within you. And you'll be amazed at how you will be helping people later on once you start that journey within yourself, and making you worth it, because we all want to give it away, but we don't want to do it for ourselves. And it's really hard to look at ourselves and heal ourselves, but in the end, it is worth it 100%. And make that relationship with you and your soul. Like Corrie said, it's bringing the two together.
Right. And so as long as you're in relationship with your shadow, if that's where your prime, and you have to recognize that shadow self, as long as you're in relationship with that shadow self, you will meet the shadows of people. And that's what you'll be constantly going into relationship with. So there'll never be a truth. It is that half-ass. And so my second book that's coming out is My Truth of Existing Beyond the Reflection. And the first statement speaks of, it's like that understanding and, where do I draw the line in knowing that, what I'm meeting in life is half-assed truths, because the only real truth is the truth beyond the veil. And so with the ability to see that I have, as I'm a seer, so I see beyond all of everyone's shadow self, and I see their light and I see their truth, but I also see their shadow. And so there's a deep compassion for the essence that we all create those personas based on that programming and conditioning and who we think we need to be. So when we meet that in other people, and when we're starting to feel good, we start to think, oh, I'm like getting this. And we don't realize that even, I would say I added a new archetype to the archetypes in trauma response, and just, in that Carl Jung's archetypes. And I said one was the unhealed spiritual teacher, right? It's the essence of when you think you got it because you think you know it, you're getting there, and then you want everyone else to have it. You want everyone else to be seeing the light and living in the light. So you start preaching to everybody. And And you start getting caught up in that and getting caught in that energy. And then a new phase comes, a new wave comes, and it's because there's layers to us. And so the moment that when we hear ourselves repeating, I know, but you look around at your life and your life looks a whole lot like it did before, you don't know. Right. And so we think we know. And so, so my first book is Bridget is More Than Existing. And it is about taking the ownership and responsibility for your life. The second book is not out yet. It is we do have it in the printers. But we're doing the final editing things of page sizes and all that stuff. But the first one you can get on Amazon, amazon.ca, amazon.com. You can go to my website and find it all. But that's where we are. And so these messages will resonate with a lot of people and where we are. And so recognizing that in yourself of, does this look familiar to me? Because we cannot be afraid to step into that place of the unknown. And that's when we're turning around to look at where we've been and just owning that space. So, yeah.
Corrie, I feel like there's something here that you just need, like not pull a card or anything, but there's a question that I feel like you need to kind of address. Where is it? She was talking about the future and the trying to be present. Why is it so hard? Where the heck is it? I just feel like that's something you need to touch on.
Do you see it?
No.
So the present, wanting to know the future, or to be caught into trying to get ahead of ourselves or pre-planning so far ahead, is our fear of the unknown. Right. And so it's not that we can't have a sense of enthusiasm for a better future, but if we don't stay present in the now and do what needs to be done in the now, how are we going to get to that future? Because then we're neglecting the work that needs to go into becoming the person we need to become for that future. I want to go back just for a second. And Bridget, if you go on More Than Existing, if you go on the mteacademy.ca, which is More Than Existing Academy, which is also on the website, I have a program in there called Healing the Healer. And it's pre-recorded now, of course. I taught it live in the beginning, but it's called Healing the Healer. And there's so much information. Did you find it?
Yeah, it was Jennifer Harris Baker. It was, many of us have spent our lives living in the past and future. Why is it so hard to be present? Yeah, you got it.
And so it's hard to stay present because often we're either running from, those feelings. And so this is the question that I always ask. It's like, how would you like for your future to feel? Not look, because if you give it a definite look, then you have an expectation. But if you give it a feeling, so if you seek that feeling, then you got something to gauge it to. Does my now have that feeling? Do I have that feeling? Like, where am I feeling this feeling? How do I know that feeling? How will I know that feeling? You'll know it because you've obviously felt it before and you want more of it. So what feeling do you want to feel more of in your future? And not in the whole sense of the past of saying, but I want this of my past in my future. Well, it's like, maybe you can't have your past, right? And so the thing about the past is everything from 1 second ago is now dead energy behind us. It is not live energy. So it's like, that is all that past energy. Even our loved ones are not back there. Our loved ones who are passed on, they're not back there. They're actually already in the future. And then but they're also can be present with us in the now. But they know that sense of heaven, and we are here to create the heaven on earth. So why is your present the most important? Is because that's where all the power is. There is no power in your future. There can be a desire by the feeling of what you want to be in, but all of the power and all that can be changed can only be changed in the present moment.
It's all we have control of right now.
And that's it. And you don't even have control of that most times. Right? And so it's just that knowing that this is where I can be the biggest change. This is where I can do my most, this is where I can do my most profound work, is what I can do right here, right now, is where I can be that change.
That's why Corrie's live, because I went in and said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. She actually sent me one of those little pictures, and it's like leaning back in the chair, like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, well, I was actually going to go up and sit in the bathtub with my fake wine, because I don't drink. And so I have bottles of fake wine. I call it Carl Jung. If you don't drink, if you like non-alcoholic wine, Carl Jung's wine from the grocery store is like great. And so I was going to go up and I was going to have a little moment, because I had to deal with some present stuff in my own life. And so, yeah. And so there is, these moments that arise, no matter how advanced we are, no matter where we are still human. And so the power of your present is always freaking remember, you are human. And so if you're constantly on the quest to get out there somewhere, you're going back there soon enough. The reason why spirit is here is for this human experience, and for you to create that human experience, right? And to allow that human experience in that moment. And that means even feeling your sadness, even feeling those experiences that you need to feel to allow yourself to be there. Had many todays, right? Moments are allowed. Exactly, Stacy, right? Like moments are, when you learn that that is not a punishment, like you don't have to deny yourself your moments, because every moment is an opportunity to be able to feel what you need to feel, and to not deny yourself of those feelings. And then what do I want to feel more of? So you want to feel more of an excitement. Doesn't mean that you want to neglect or ignore some of the things that you still want to have your memories. Your memories are not going anywhere. They're going to be there. But when we can extract the beautiful memories and bring those forth with us, and so, I want to do that, because we're also honoring spirit. We're honoring loved ones. And so we're here as a spiritual being for the human experience. Your job is to be human, right? And it's to be in your human moments and to create the most beautiful life you can, knowing that fate is always going to happen. But what you can do is to create that beautiful moment where possible, and as much of them as you possibly can. Yeah.
Enjoy the greater things of life.
Enjoy the greater things of life. So I'm going to just end it out with a card. And so, yes, many of us, and I love that many of us spend our life in the past and future. And it is. And so, it is, that's where people get spinning and out of control. And yeah, and there's no power there. There's no power. And so all the love and light is right here, right with us. All right, let's see what we're going to close out with. Thank you for everyone. Come back again. We'll be doing another, and we're also going to be bringing Lisa in with us as well in another live, and we're going to be talking about more programs. Oh shit, forgot one of the main things we came in for. Okay, so I have coming up this coming weekend on Saturday. I have a psychic awareness one-day class. It's a Saturday. It starts Saturday. I think it's this Saturday. It starts Saturday. I think it's this Saturday. Yeah, it is this Saturday. So it's
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. I got another class Sunday. So I have that one on Saturday, and it's a one-day class. You can sign up, go to the website, go to right on my Facebook page, go to the events. Facebook is not sharing my events. It says nobody sees them. Nope, they're not going nowhere. And so go to my events, but I have a one-day psychic awareness, and that's about living it in your personal life too, not just about becoming a psychic. Do you know how important it is to be able to learn how to use, judgment, self-awareness to your own energy, and being able to read what's your energy and what's not your energy, and being able to not be so confused by the whole empath thing. And, it's like, oh, I can't go in here. I can't. It's like, yeah, we can. Being an empath is a superpower. It's not a crippling thing. And so working with that energy. And so that's Saturday. And that one, I'd love to see you come into that one. And then Sunday, I start a 4-week class. It is every Sunday for 4 weeks, and it is one of my master classes of my Goddess Within. It is about soul revival, so retrieving those parts of ourselves. And this one is in our true confidence and working with self-esteem. That's a 4-week class, and it starts like 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning, Mountain Standard Time, and it's four weeks. And then that's the 11th and the 12th, and then on the 13th, Monday, right?
Yeah.
So then on the Monday, Michelle has a evening class, which is a spiritual shakedown class. And so that's also happening in the school. So we have those 3 happening all weekend. So Saturday is mine, Sunday is mine, and then Monday is Michelle's class. But you can check them all out. Go to the events on my page, and you can check them out there. You can go to the school. You can go to my website, CorrieThorne.com. Everything is on there, mteacademy.ca. And if you sign up in the academy, it's free to sign up. There's also a pile of free meditations that I have recorded in there. And there's also a couple free classes in there that Lisa has, that I have in there. Michelle's just coming back in, so this is going to be her first one now in a while. But there's all kinds of stuff in there. So enjoy. Get in there. And I would love to see you in my weekend classes. It's and we always have these to make it more affordable. We always have payment options for people so that you can choose payment options. And so Michelle's is a one payment, I think but yeah.
Yeah.
And that so one. Michelle started out being absolutely like just not believing. And now she's next to me. And so she's been in everything I've ever taken, everything I've done in the past few years, and right there. And there's Ellie, another one of More Than Existing. So yeah. My card that I pulled for us all is Forever Golden. It is Davina. And, sometimes we think our truth, we think we're who we think we are. But, it's only quarter of who you are. Thank you. And there's Lindsay Burt, another one, and another amazing healer and psychic medium down the bottom, who just shared the More Than Existing Academy. I have a sisterhood of amazing women who have gone through the More Than Existing and still going. And it's an ongoing life-changing thing. But Forever Golden, Davina, and these are my cards. They're not out yet because I had to walk a whole new journey with these cards. And so, but the truest versions of you, if you only really knew that you're not even living your truth. You're living the design of what you've become based on society and life. But your truest versions of you, it's like you're living quarter of what you can be. The potential, the truth, the love, the light. We are so much more, and we're so much bigger and so much more than this human body and these human experiences. But we can bring in the energy of what we are outside into our human experience so that we can live our best human life. And that's what it is to live that golden life, is to be able to kind of collapse into yourself, to bring in this level of consciousness and conscious awareness into that self and, reset that subconscious programming and to be rebooted. It's like an old program, right? And it's outdated, and we don't want to live in the outdated version of ourselves. We want to live in the best, most beautiful version. And I mean, my mission in life has always been, right from hairdresser to now, is to help people to be able to see the beauty that I see, to be able to see beyond and see that you're so much more. And yeah. And so that's our messages. Michelle's going to end it with her card.
My deck looks different than hers because I got the original first one.
Well, the deck is white, but the deck is white again now.
Is it? Too funny. Yeah,
the deck is white. I have a different back.
Oh, well, mine is pretty light on the round.
That's the card of today.
Is it?
That's the card that's on Instagram and on Facebook today. Yep.
Oh, so universal love and light. So remember that you are always surrounded by universal love and light, and that everything in the universe wants to work out for you. Oh, that's weird.
Oh,
got a little echo.
Yeah, you did. That's pretty cool.
I guess the Lumerians are here with us.
I was gonna say that would be the Lumerians. And I work with the Lumerians, and I can tell you that would be the Lumerians. They are echoey.
Yeah, just beautiful. You're all beautiful.
And I'll tell you a little thing about that card. So that is the very first card that was created. Like that was the first card. And I was determined it was going to be the number one card in the deck. And that was part of my whole journey. It was, I've never been a number one. I've been the number two child. That's how it all started until I realized I had to grow the F up emotionally and spiritually. I had to grow up. And so the card really was that card that I thought was going to be the first. And it ended up being the second last card in the deck. And so the second last card is that card that's the closest to the endings, which is no different than being the closest to the beginning, because at the endings and the beginnings is exactly the same thing, right? It's like there's the same feeling, the same knowing that you're just coming into in the beginning, you're just coming into, but at the ending is not an end. You're just coming into a new cycle. So there is never that time of being that number one or staying that number one. It's the essence of allowing yourself to evolve, allowing yourself to go through that whole cycle, that whole system of self, and to not be so defined by that self, because it is that same feeling. And there's something so amazing. And that card literally came up in the Rainbow Connection class that I was teaching. And I'm like, and that's where I was. And that whole essence of the Lumerians are the lost island of love. And so this whole sense of being lost. And so the message today was, maybe she's not lost. Maybe she just finally found out what this whole process of love really means. And to come full circle into that cycle is that at the end of this is just the beginning. So it's never really that ending. You're never really at the end. You're never really forgotten. You're never really, all these stories we tell ourselves is so that we can stay trapped in the cycles and running that hamster wheel. And we can stay a victim to our circumstances, or we can stay in, the self-prophecy of doom, gloom, or that, always feeling like got something to prove, or always trying to be that number one. I'm done with trying to be that number one anywhere. And I'm really, truly honoring that journey of I'm living my life. And for the first time in my life at 51 years old, I'm living my life. And I'm living it pretty unapologetic that I'm not as available to everything else, but I'm so much more available to me. And that's a huge part of the journey. And that's a hard place to get to. And it means you got to put the brakes on. You got to stop and turn around. You got to look into your own eyes and into your own heart, and stop looking into somebody else's life to define and find yours.
Because you can create your own beautiful world.
You can create your own beautiful world. And so, yes. And so you can catch us, and you can, in more work, come into my groups, come into some of those teachings. Human design. Lisa has amazing human design stuff in the school as well. Like, there is so much to be learned, to be discovered. You are so much more than you think you are. Yeah. So thank you. And thank you, Michelle, for being here again. Second time around, Michelle's been in with me. I love sharing. We are not anyone's competition. We are here to grow and evolve, and we work better and more beautifully when we come together and we open up the space, and we hold this love for each other, and we hold the line. We hold the line of love and light and share it out. So thank you all for being with us, and we send you much love. And thank you, Tracy. And thank you all. Have a good night. And we'll be back. We're back. I'm acting like I don't even know what I'm doing again. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Thank you.